Jordan Mailata was back at the link today. The Eagles' home is being transformed into a hockey rink for the NHL Stadium Series. The Flyers will host the Penguins in an outdoor game on February 23rd. And our Michael Barkan got a chance to sit down with the big Australian.
With the standout defenseman for the Philadelphia Flyers. You play for the Flyers, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Whatever he said, standout defenseman. That's what I am.
Well, you know what? I was asking some of the Flyers. I said, take a look at Jordan Mailata over there. If he could skate, where would you put him on the ice? And they said you'd be a big bruising defenseman. What do you think?
Honestly, I just have to say I agree with him. A big bruising defenseman. I don't know what we do, what that position does, but I'm guessing hit people and make sure that they don't score the goal.
Bottom line. Well, see, I said, why not, if he could skate, put him in goal, right? You'd block the daylight out. No puck would get by you.
I just learned what a goaltender was. I thought it was goalkeeper.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
Yeah, we can get goalkeeper, goaltender, whichever you like, as long as you're keeping the puck out of the net.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. How do you feel about the way this past season ended for you on the football field, and just what your thoughts are going into next season?
Unfortunately, that it had to end the way it did, and right now all I can think about is trying to get healthy again. So that's my number one goal, and all I can do is just focus on that right now, and whatever happens, happens. I'm more of a be where your feet are kind of guy, and just take everything one day at a time.
How are you recovering?
I'm doing good, doing well. So got a couple more weeks, so I'll go for another scan, and we'll see how we go.
All right, on Thursday, I revealed my Eagles-only 7-round mock draft, and I had them taking an offensive tackle in the first round, who would obviously replace Jason Peters. But they have this big Australian guy in the mix. Zach, what are the chances Mailata can develop into Peters' replacement?
I would not rule it out. Now, we haven't seen enough to say that he can be that replacement for Jason Peters, that he can protect Carson Wentz's blind side. But what we saw during training camp last year, in the preseason last year, were tools that can be developed, rare athleticism for that size, and the analogy's been said before that it's like a piece of canvas for the Eagles there, or a piece of clay for them to mold, and that's what Mailata is. So I want to see him during this training camp, during this off-season program, then obviously in the preseason, to have a better sense of how he would do out there. I think he would make more sense if they had if you're talking about 2020. So if they were going in with Halapulavati Vaitai at left tackle next season, or perhaps even Jason Peters for one more year. If they invested a first-round pick in an offensive tackle like you speculated, then it certainly wouldn't make sense to have Mailata, because that first-round pick would be the next guy. But if there's a bridge, then it could be a bridge to Jordan Mailata.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's so hard to project with Mailata because we've never really seen anything like this. We've had players change positions, but this is a guy learning a new sport. When we got a chance to meet Jordan Mailata way back when they drafted him, we asked him, before this process, when he went to Florida to learn the game, how much do you know about football? He had that famous line, mate, as little as peanuts. So it was kind of fun to watch him learn the game in real time, because I kind of saw him as almost like an infant, right? Every time you see an infant, they're just doing so much more. They're learning so rapidly. And that's kind of the way it was for Jordan Mailata. And the last time we really saw him on a field was last preseason. He had all of the season, mostly, until he got hurt there at the end, to practice and to get better. So we haven't seen him for months. We haven't seen what he's learned, how good he's gotten. I just think it's really tough to count on a guy like that, because you don't know. Certainly intriguing. And you're right, he has all the tools. He's 6'8", 350. He's just an absolute house, and he moves so well. You can see why the Eagles were infatuated with this guy, why Jeff Stoutland really wanted him. I think he's got a shot. I mean, I think he really does have a shot to be their future left tackle. Is that in 2019? That's a harder sell for me.